Part 1. The Digital Currency and New World Order Nonsense. Whenever you open the internet, you see the exact same narrative. The New World Order and Digital Currency. Global elites gathering in dark rooms, microchips designed to enslave humanity, secret organizations watching our every move. Everyone is talking about a fear-fueled dystopia. But let me tell you a clear truth. All those New World Order and digital currency conspiracy theories circulating on social media and in casual conversations are nothing more than total nonsense and an illusion. Why? Because even the vision of the people creating those fear-mongering scenarios is trapped in the old world. Do you know what lies within the system they describe? Once again, there is money, there is the greed for power, and there is the idea of enslaving humans through money. These people claim to imagine a brand new world order, but even their imagination is based on a primitive idea: stealing the money in your pocket, keeping you under complete control, and manipulating you like a slave. They are bringing this digital currency system right in front of you, simply to reinforce your invisible chains and bind you to the very core of the system. The current global gridlock is not a script written in secret rooms. It is the end of the most outdated, most primitive technology humanity has used for 1,000 years: money and the systemic decay it brings. You cannot build a new world order with the tools of the old world. That is why today we are throwing those internet myths aside and talking about the real, inevitable system that will rise under the guidance of artificial intelligence. Post-monetary Algocracy. Part 2. Post-monetary. A zero-cost, abundance order without money. So, what is this post-monetary algocracy? Let's start with the first term, post-monetary. That means a world where money is completely abolished and buried in history, as a parasitic medium of exchange. While those fake theorists on the internet pump fear into you by saying they will leave you penniless and turn you into slaves, they are actually missing the biggest truth of all. Any system where money exists is already a system of slavery. Lately, you must have heard technology leaders on the news saying, money is losing its function. In the future, a state-backed AI currency or a digital citizenship income will be provided. Do not be fooled. That so-called digital AI currency provided by states or the system is the greatest digital prison awaiting humanity. Because this money will be programmable digital money. You won't decide where, when, and on what to spend the digital money in your wallet. The forces controlling the system will. They will be able to restrict your spending limits at will, coding your money to say, you can shop here, but not there. You can buy this product, but not that one. Even more dangerous, when you advocate a thought contrary to the governments, rulers, or politicians who govern you, or when you express your opinion freely and clash with the system, your digital money account will be frozen instantly. With a single click, they will cancel your financial existence across the globe, effectively erasing you. This is an ultimate system of enslavement designed to keep you under absolute control and place your chains into someone else's hands. At the slightest social nonconformity or a simple traffic ticket, you'll be stranded on the road, unable to buy fuel. You'll go to the hospital and be denied healthcare. You won't even be able to purchase basic necessities for your family. In a potential crisis, political instability, or war, the accounts of the entire society could be frozen and your savings confiscated overnight. So, how will a world without any money work? It's simple. All production and distribution will be handed over completely to AI-driven robots. Robotic tractors planting seeds in the fields, AI-powered automation lines producing clothing in factories, autonomous drones delivering goods to your doorstep. In a world where human labor and human error are removed from production, the cost of production drops to zero. In a place where costs are zero, setting price tags, building checkout counters, issuing invoices, and using money is pure madness. No physical banknotes, no digital coins, no bank accounts. None of it will exist. Now, this question might pop into your mind. So, will humans not work at all? Of course we will work, but not in that primitive, soul-crushing work system where we consume our lives working 8 to 10 hours a day, 6 or 7 days a week. We will realize that we didn't come into this world merely to work and pay bills. We will understand the value of human freedom, time, and truly living. Our work will be dedicated to developing automation and artificial intelligence, perfecting robotic systems, and making our lives easier so we can dedicate more time to ourselves. For just a few hours a day, we will step in only where artificial intelligence cannot yet reach and where a human touch is needed. Not so someone can hoard hundreds of billions of dollars in bank accounts, but so everyone can contribute equally to society and humanity. Human beings will exist not to consume their lives working like slaves, but to live life in this world to the fullest. Part 3. Algocracy, the leadership of algorithms, not politicians. Now, let's come to the second and most crucial part of the system, algocracy, meaning algorithmic governance, the leadership of artificial intelligence. For centuries, so-called leaders and politicians have governed the world. What is the result? Never-ending wars, lobby interests, personal greed for wealth, corruption, and polarization. The human brain is simply too vulnerable to manipulation, too emotional, and too primitive to manage this massive global ecosystem of billions of people fairly and objectively. Algocracy strips the power of governance away from politicians who shout in public squares, tell lies, and care only for their own pockets. It leaves the entire decision-making mechanism to data-driven, emotionless artificial intelligence systems. This is not a robot dictatorship. On the contrary, it is a protection mechanism to shield humans from human cruelty, greed, and manipulation through money. Should a hospital be built in a region, or should agricultural land be preserved, that decision will not be made by a contractor's desire for profit or a politician's election investment, but by AI that analyzes all dynamics of the region in seconds. Decisions will no longer be made for the elite interests of a minority, but for the common good of all humanity and nature. Artificial intelligence will govern us, not to enslave us, but to rescue us from becoming slaves to this irrational political and monetary bureaucracy we built with our own hands. Part 4. Grand Finale. Confronting real brutality and the robotic future. Now compare those fake New World Order scenarios on the internet that scare you so much with the real brutality you live in today and turn a blind eye to just for the sake of money. Just because of that primitive exchange tool called money, how many more people must be mugged and lose their lives in the streets? How many more young lives will fade away in the trap of drug addiction just so someone else can get richer? How much longer will we watch people die at hospital doors, unable to get treatment simply because of money? Lives sold like slaves in human trafficking, innocent children sacrificed to organ cartels, all for dirty money flows. How much longer will we tolerate those who poison our tables with fake food and produce counterfeit medicine under the radar just to make higher profits? In earthquakes, thousands of our loved ones perished in tomb-like buildings because contractors saved a few pennies on steel and concrete, simply for money. Behind all this filth, fraud, and violence in the world lies that very system of money you revere. In the old world, even before a human was born, financial calculations were made for them. From birth expenses to education costs, and from there to the stress of retirement, our entire lives were spent trying to earn money. So, what does post-monetary algocracy, a world without money, offer you? Even before you are born, the moment your mother becomes pregnant, this data will be registered into the system. All your doctor appointments and health checks up to birth will be planned automatically without paying a single cent. Before you even come into the world, your milk, baby food, vitamins, diapers, clothes, and everything you will need from A to Z during infancy will be prepared automatically and delivered right to your door by autonomous drones. In your childhood, when it's time for you to ride a bicycle, your bike coming from robotic manufacturing facilities will arrive at your door automatically. From your toys to your personal development, everything will be distributed by artificial intelligence systems without demanding a single cent. No child growing up will feel envy or jealousy toward what someone else has that they don't. Because in an environment of abundance, everyone will live their life in this world equally, fairly, and without money. As you grow, all your vital rights, such as nutrition, clothing, healthcare, and education, will be met not by human labor, but by AI-driven automation robots. When you start school, before your needs even arise, all your educational supplies will arrive at your home via drones. Even the house you will live in will be planned by the system the moment you are born. When you grow up and establish your own life, a fully furnished home, complete from furniture and appliances to living room and bedroom sets, will be built and presented to you through robotic architecture systems. Do you need a vehicle? Is there a patient at home, or do you have a transportation need? Algocracy will analyze this instantly, and an AI-powered autonomous vehicle will be assigned to your doorstep. When you grow old and have no one to care for you, AI robots and human support services will be at your door immediately. No money, no banks, no wallets, no bills, no debt. All production belongs to robots, all governance belongs to emotionless and fair artificial intelligence. The post-monetary algocracy we present is the determination to pull humanity out of this brutal wheel and beyond the digital money traps planned by states. Technological evolution is at our doorstep, possessing the power to change everything completely. The choice is yours. Will you continue to sleep under the spell of imaginary fear scenarios on the internet, content with fake digital currencies offered by states, and keep living like a slave in the current monetary system? Or will you wake up with us to initiate the true future without money, post-monetary algocracy, under the rational leadership of artificial intelligence?